Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's about 3 o'clock. We're going to start streaming radar information only first. I may talk a little bit intermittently as we go into the afternoon hours. And then, of course, WFF 48 News now at 4 o'clock. We'll be streaming that on our weather apps and our newscast, as well as on WFF.com. So you'll be able to find us there. Lauren Jones is at WFF.com answering questions on a live chat going on there. I want to show you a little bit of the forecast before things get more active as we go through the afternoon hours. Temperatures have really warmed up. 72 now in Huntsville, Decatur. It's 76 in Florence. It's close to 80 degrees in northern parts of Mississippi. So here's our storm system. The heart of the storm is just to the northwest of St. Louis. Blizzard conditions and heavy snow with very strong winds up there in Iowa. They've had wind gusts upwards close to 60 miles per hour behind the front across parts of Missouri. Ahead of the front, severe thunderstorm watch in parts of Arkansas down in Louisiana. A tornado watch farther to the east of that. That includes the Memphis area, and it's just to the west of Nashville, and it runs right up to the Alabama-Mississippi state line. Still watching these areas near Tupelo for possible development. We could see a few isolated thunderstorms become severe ahead of this line, and those would be the only chance for the early arrival. Eventually, all this is going to form one line and track to the east as we go through the evening hours. So here's our thunderstorm threat. Potentially damaging winds now of 60 to perhaps the higher end up to 80 miles per hour between 7 and 9 o'clock across northwest Alabama, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. across much of the Huntsville metro area all the way up to Fayetteville and down to Coleman, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. in northeast Alabama. Our primary threat is that of winds. As you see there in the moderate section, 60 to 80 miles per hour. A lot of us will have winds up to 45 miles per hour, and these will be isolated wind gusts. There's also that lower end tornado threat, primarily over parts of Mississippi and up just to the west of Nashville, but also across Lauderdale, Colbert, Franklin, and down into Marion County. And this is something we're going to keep a close eye on if we get some of those isolated storms developing late this afternoon, early this evening ahead of that line. Here's the way things are going to evolve as we go through the afternoon hours. Still a few spotty showers across northeast Alabama, but then it's after 4 o'clock we start to see some of this development over northern Mississippi. And this has kind of gone back and forth, not just today, but all week, looking at that potential. So at the earliest, 5:30, some of these stronger thunderstorms developing over northeast Mississippi. And those are important because they're going to track to the northeast into parts of Lauderdale, Colbert, and Franklin County. That is if they do development. If they do develop, the big question mark remains that. And then as this line starts to move east, look how kind of ragged it is. There's a lot of bows potentially within that line, and that's where those higher end damaging wind gusts could be, and also those lower end tornadoes. As this line emerges and continues to move to the east, this looks a little bit later than what I showed you earlier, but that's going to change back and forth until this line is truly there and moving to the east at about 40 to 50 miles an hour. By 10 o'clock, in fact 9 to 10 o'clock across Huntsville metro area, between 11 o'clock and midnight across northeast Alabama, and all along this line, the potential for those damaging wind gusts. Quick look at your 7-day forecast. 58 tomorrow, so cooler behind this, a little breezy down there at Lake Guntersville for the Bassmasters. 64 degrees Saturday, 65 Sunday. Overall, the weather forecast for the weekend looks great. We'll have an update at 4, 5, 6, and 10.